Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rich T here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going through my thoughts on season 4 of Street Fighter 6. Now, keep in mind, I'm only going to go through the elephant in the room, to be precise, and I'm also going to go through on the other parts that need to be discussed. For example, this video is a few weeks into the making. I was going to make a video like this at the start of season 4, but I also made videos and that before that because I wasn't really bothered by it. But we'll go through it all together. So the main concept of the patch is the battle adjustment was done to aim of shifting the game's balance by looking at every character and making adjustments. Cough cough. They actually made some characters stronger than before. While we believe the game's balance has reached a reasonably stable state thanks to repeated adjustments, I call BS on that. I'm sorry, that is extremely bullshit. The relative strength of each character has not shifted significantly in recent updates. Due to this, we decided to implement changes especially to shake things up. Please note there are no adjustments applied universally to all characters. Okay, so that's fair enough. Most characters are not obviously adjusted for, unlike some. Cough cough. I'll explain later in a minute. But some characters needed to be obviously changed. Exhibit A, Ed. From what I've heard, Ed got heavily nerfed from his flicker. His flicker is now final attack has been reduced on the pushback. Added 30% scaling on the Psycho Blitz. So he got heavily nerfed when it came to bits and bobs. Now, also the other exhibit B, she too got nerfed. But I didn't fully read what her changes were, so I want to quickly have a look. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Maya's normal Shinobi Bashi attack strength can be now selected by pressing. Oh, that's modern. Okay, modern sister combo. Standard medium punch. Duration of width extended from 15 to 17 frames. Expanded the hurt box on Maya's body forward on width, so it's increased hit range. Uh, Extended the standby block hitbox for the first hit to match the second hit. That's pretty good. Reduced pushback on it hit on the second. Yeah, I could see. Duh, 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 duh. If you hear people in the background, that's just my neighbours. Don't worry about it. Oh, the animation on the move. So she actually got properly nerfed. But whenever I fight my friend, who's a very good my player, it doesn't look like it. But the other thing I also want to discuss as well is this character. This character has been buffed non-stop since season 1. Now, this character too has also got major buff. Sorry, in the rest of the season 1 to now, but she's been slimmered down to have nerfs here and there. This character has not. They buffed this character heavily. It's like when season 2 of Tekken 8 came out, people were understanding on how Capcom was going through. Capcom Bandai Namco, how Bandai Namco was sorting out the adjustments of every character. So if all of these characters was the in Tekken 8, all of them would have been buffed. So Chun-Li would have been buffed heavily. All characters would have been buffed, and that would have resulted in people not liking the game because like there's no weaknesses in some points of fighting a character. Like Bison got buffed, like all those characters they were in Tekken 8. But with Ryu got the Tekken 8 Season 2 treatment. He got buffed heavily. And I can see that from all the situations from his what's it called? Some of his Shogeki still being an ass. Um there's so much for me to go through and it just drives me insane on how this character, who was the most buff character in season 3, is now still the strongest character in season 4. Now, other than Ryu, there are a few other characters that got nerfed and some of them got buffed and such. But the other thing I also want to talk about is, well, is one of, if I gathered, one of Capcom's tweets stating that the game is perfect. Now, when they say, "Oh, the game's perfect as it is," they are mainly targeting the casual players, as gathered, since it's Street Fighter 6. That's why they've got a lot more people joining the game's player base on the amount of sales that they've made. But other than that, would you normally play a game that still has broken like tools to use, like Street Fighter Six's throw loops, the drive rush system? Throw looping so far is still annoying as it is. But some of you might be thinking, "Oh, but Street Fighter Six mainly targeting casual players. Why are you so mad about throw loops? I like throw loops." That doesn't make any sense. Whenever you're getting throw loops, there are a few things that could happen. You have a chance to shimmy, but you could end up getting meated. You could try and take the throw, and the player will shimmy. And then if you like try and guess, try to go for a jump, if you're firing like a Ryu or a Kami, they'll just hit you in the air, and then they'll go for a combo that could do quite a good amount of damage, and you're still in the corner. Now, Chun-Li's got a very good backdash to deal with some people that spam a lot of throw loops, like your Kamis, your Ryus, your Bisons. But that just doesn't mean, like, but I'm still in the corner in some point. Because if I go for a backdash, they're going to go for a meaty. And if I tech, I'm in the corner. If I do a drive reversal, I'm still in the corner. So the only way I have to try my best to counter the throw loop is by trying to do air lightning kicks, and air lightning kick sometimes doesn't input in some occasions, so I'm stuck in that loop on being throwed or not. But when you think about it, Street Fighter Five had, and I have played Street Fighter Five. From what I gathered, Street Fighter Five also had throw loops, but then they removed it because people didn't like it. But why is it different to Street Fighter 6 to Street Fighter 5? Like, have it just nerfed slightly to, like, have it where the pushback on throwing someone is extremely further back. So you have to use Drive Rush to use. Yes, and then it'll be a Drive Rush throw loop. I get that. But you're wasting drive gauge to use a throw loop. That's what I'm thinking. But other characters like Rashid, Akuma, they also throw loop, but the better, but Ryu's one is a meaty throw loop, so he can just go for a jab and then go for a throw loop. So jab, throw loop, and then you go for a shimmy. Oh, he goes for a meaty, and that's it. Game over. It makes no sense to me why Capcom decides that a thing that they didn't like in Street Fighter Five, so players that didn't like the throw loop in Street Fighter Five. Why go back to something that players didn't like? Like, I was a casual player playing Street Fighter Six when I first started. Then I started getting a bit more competitive, going into tourneys, going in playing more ranks, improving my skills. I'm not playing World Tour anymore. I'm not on my Xbox no more. And it just, and then you see the results that you've got. Around five characters don't have a throw loop, and the characters that don't have a throw loop are E Honda, Chun Li, Sagat, Elena, and I don't know if Yasmine's got a full on drive rush. The only drive rush I know is a drive rush throw loop like Jury's got. But other than that, unless it was Ingrid, I'm not too sure. But other than that, those are the only characters that don't have a throw loop. None of them do. With Chun Li, I have to find ways to have better opportunity or use better tools to deal with, because sometimes people will think, "Oh, Chun Li's got a throw loop. I can just throw loop." No, she doesn't. She doesn't actually have a throw loop. And if I go into game, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here I am in the training lounge now. If my audio does sound different, it's because I was recording screens to game. It's just different, but anyway. So I'll show you what's the difference between Chun Li's quote unquote throw loop, and we'll compare that to Ryu's throw loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my dummy, and I'm going to set him to wake up reversal as a light punch, and I'm going to just do a regular, just like how other players would do it, a throw loop.
Feeling nervous?
So as follows. As you can see, it's a counter hit. Like that. So if I try to go for a throw loop, it'll be too late. Because on how far back, it pushes me back. So if I do it again, let me freeze it. Right here, I'm using a thing to using a mod to freeze frame stuff. So if you look closely here to where Chun-Li is standing and the distance to where how far it pushes her, it's just gone beyond trying to go for the throw loop to let me start again. No. On the how far I try to go for a throw loop, this is how far I get pushed back. And if I want to go for another throw loop, as followed, I'll get a wake up throw. So I'll show you again. It gets counter hit. Now some of you might be wondering, well, why don't you do dry brush throw? Let me try. Yes, I can go for a dry brush throw loop, but the thing is though, why would I want to go for a throw loop when I can have other tools that are better in the situation? For example, Chun-Li's got very good tools when it comes to dealing with in the corner, like her medium, her forward or back medium punch, this move, swift tracks. Or I can go for crouching heavy punch, so I can go for these as follows. Like that. And then I go for a safe jump afterwards. So I don't see why players will think that going for a throw loop, but if I'm going for a dry brush throw loop as Chun-Li, it will still, I could end up causing the Luke player to go for a wake up jab or a move that could deal with my dry brush move. So it's just those situations where I had to figure out on what I need to do. So compare that to Ryu's dry brush or throw loop. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to be testing out Ryu's throw loop, and you can notice the difference between Chun-Li's throw loop and Ryu's throw loop. So as follows. As you can see, even though I didn't press that at the last minute, Ryu's throw loop is a meaty. So if you notice there that whenever I go for the throw, and then I go for jab, and I didn't mean to get counter hit, you can easily get a meaty throw loop. So I'll show you again. So like something like that. And say for example the Luke here, thinking, okay, I'm going to get a throw loop, let me go for a shimmy. Really could just go for something like this. Or anything like, or one of his moves that he normally uses. Yeah, his forward heavy punch. And then go for a level 3 combo. It's just those types of things that just makes players, even myself, just not bother playing the game. Now, I do wish that some point, as an example, that whenever Ryu gets or if throw loops get nerfed, have it where whenever they push him back to precisely where Chun would be, able to not get hit by a jab, wake up, or go for anything. So they have to use a bar of drive gauge just to go for a throw loop. I didn't mean to press like that. So say for example, I get the throw, and I'm like right over here, so I have to go for a driver throw. That's simple. So it's kind of something like that, but Capcom won't do that because, as I said, they have concluded that this game is perfect or it's stable as it is. I'm just confused on why they think it's stable to that. Okay, so here we are, we're in the training lounge. Now, the thing that I want to quickly mention about my thoughts on Season 4, the only good side about Season 4 is Yasmine. Yasmine is a pretty interesting character. Now, her story, from what I gathered, is she's got a brother that she's trying to look for, and the story is quite sweet. Not gonna lie, on how she was um, with confidence with her brother. Then all of a sudden, when her brother went disappearing or disappeared, sorry, she just turned into a shy, nervous person that you saw in the story. Now, it's kind of funny to me because in my opinion, both Yasmine and the character from Resident Evil 9 both are like the same because they both have stutters. I'm not trying to be mean to people about stutters, but it's quite cute, not gonna lie, and how they think it's a cool idea to add in a little stutter for character development. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool that they decided to have like a character that doesn't have a good confidence or anything at the start, and then when you progress later on in the story for Yasmin and Grace in Resident Evil 9, they don't stutter as much because their confidence is built it up from the time they when you play it. But it's interesting. I like that. So that wraps up with my video. It's more like a ramble video, a little bit, and it's just going through like my thoughts. But to top it all off, as I would say, my thoughts are like a meh, as I said in one of my posts about the rosters of the characters. So far, it's just on how bad that they've made the patch note just to think it's perfect, but it's not to the fans' liking. To some, like a big percentage of people's the percentage of people who play the game don't like the game as it is at the moment. Character's cool, Yasmin's cool, some, but the patch notes are terrible. Like this character got buffed. I don't know why he got buffed again. Uh, Ed's nerf was just it was good, but some parts of it didn't need to be nerfed. This character needed to be nerfed because fuck this character, and I hope it gets buried into the ground to where Chun Li is, bottom seven. I'm joking. And then most other characters also got buffed and nerfed as well. But I'm surprised how Capcom think the game is perfect. That's just still obviously just confuses me on why they do that. But anyway, I appreciate you all for watching. Sorry this video took quite a little bit longer than usual. I wish you all the best. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on in the comments. Take care all and peace.